Coming to you from Morgantown, West Virginia on the 15th tee box at Mountaineer Golf Course, where I've seen at least 15 people hit their tee shots off of full Natty Light cans and 3 players slam their putters into the 14th green after missing a crucial bogey putt. This is First in Fantasy, and I'm your host, Mr. Nils. What's up, guys? Week 2 is upon us. We're ready to go yet again. Week 1 is behind us. Half the league 1-0. Half the league 0-1. Some great things happening last week. Some not so great things happening last week. Want to go over both of those real quick with you, because man, it was an entertaining first week. There weren't really many games that were true nail biters, which I know you all like to see. But there were some teams that really disappointed. Some teams that I really enjoyed watching and were wrong about, frankly. But I want to start first off with none other than Mr. Jared Flynn, who, Jared, he's been a mainstay in this league for so long, and it was just, and looking at your team, it's a very good team, but holy cow, way to show up this week. 45.1 points, and honestly, it could have been a lot worse. Your guys kind of put up a fight on the Monday night game in the fourth quarter, but oh man, I was so surprised. I was very surprised because it does have a lot of talent on that team. Aside from Tony Romo, who's just abysmal, there is a lot of talent on that team. But just wow, I was stunned to see that might be one of the worst performances we've seen in fantasy football from this league. So you'll rebound, but man, that wasn't fun to watch. I went 4-3 in my predictions last week. Not bad, but I think I could do better. I was looking good midway through the week, but also a couple disappointments. Josh and AJ, both of you guys, I had high hopes for you guys. Josh putting up 77.8, and then AJ, you're right behind him with 76.4. Both disappointing. I didn't pick Josh to win, but I did pick AJ to win. But I hope that both of you guys would come up with a little bit of better challenges. Not the case. You guys just didn't really show up for me there. But again, I think you guys will rebound. I like your teams. Although we played Jared, Bill really impressed me. He showed up and he may be ready to really take the next step in this league this year. He does have a solid team, and I really liked what I saw out of him. Tony, your team responded nicely, proving me wrong with a big win over Mike D. Huge points put up there. I was right saying that Mr. Doug Rockwood, Ryan Rockwood, would put up the most points in the league. Matty Ice was huge. Big week for you there. I thought you would put up those kind of points, and you did. So, congrats to you. Congrats to the winners of the first week: Matty Ice and Easy, the Gemiolo Show, Heisenbergers, Tough as Nils, Dream Kramers, Cruise Control, and Game of Maroons, all coming out victorious in week 1. Really exciting stuff so far. And when we come back, I'm going to get to my second week picks real quick for you guys, and then we'll get ready to go as the Steelers and Ravens get ready to kick off tonight on Thursday Night Football. So when we come back, I will have my predictions. Come on down to Maris Keg Store. With prices so low, you would think WVU just won the national championship, although we know that's not the case. Buy 2 kegs for the price of 1. Buy 3 kegs, and the whole thing is free. While you're at it, take a crack at our slot machines that only the town hobos dare challenge. Maris Keg Store, the official sponsor of the WVU FFL. What's up, guys? We're back here on First in Fantasy. I'm your host, Mr. Nils, and we are ready for my weekly picks. Should be another great week. A couple great matchups out there that I'm really looking forward to seeing. Let's get straight to the point then. My game of the week. Former roommates. Now both gone their separate ways. One ready to embark on a great journey of marriage, while the other one is down in Oklahoma. The Gemiolo Show versus Matty Ice and Easy. This one should be a good one. I like both these teams. They both looked great in week one. Still not a believer in RG3 for Bill, but going up against the Jacksonville defense is a favorable matchup. Matt Ryan and Roddy White did work last week, but not a favorable matchup going up against the Bengals defense. We'll see if they can keep up. I think Bill comes out on top in this one. Very close one, but I think he wins it 111 to 108. Next up, we have Tough as Nils versus Get Off My Ditka. Jared, can you rebound from last week's debacle? I think you will. I mean, looking at your team, I mean, it is talented. It is a talented team. I think CJ will get the better of you this one. You have a lot of questionables on your bench. A lot of guys who might be hurt, might not be playing. You know, you got Lacey, Reggie, Gates, all questionable. I think you rebound a bit. I mean, you'll put up points. I think you will, for sure. There's no way you can be worse than last week, but a lot of suspect defenses going up against CJ's guys. I think he takes this one 120 to 101. Peyton Sandy Cabana versus Game of Moreau. Steve, you showed up last week. I mean, you didn't put up a ton of points, but you did come out 1-0 over the Gemiolos, and well done to you there. I'm sure this might be the first time you've ever been 1-0 in this league. This week you might have a little bit more to handle in Jim's team. I've been looking at this one for a while. I think it will be close. Very similar middle of the lineups with nothing terribly exciting. Each team has a couple playmakers, Jim with Cobb and Steve with, guys like Edelman and Spiller, but two heavy-duty quarterbacks duking it out, going up against each other. I think Peyton will get Jim over the top this week, as he wasn't quite able to do that last week. I think Jim wins this one 98 to 95. Busta Kaepernick versus Team 215 Bad Boy. Both teams coming off of tough losses, both 0-1. Jeremy, you did well without without Cam Newton last week, with Carson Palmer. But you got Cam back in there. You have to put him back in there. I think. I think that'll help you a little bit more this week. AJ's skill players are very boom or bust, but I think they just hold an edge this week over Jeremy. We'll see if Cam can carry the load if he plays. But Doug Martin, Trent Richardson scare me as Jeremy's running backs, although Noshawn may be able to save him there. He had a big week last week, so you got to get him in the lineup. I think AJ just comes out on top in this one as well. Another close one, 93 to 89, Busta Kaepernick over Team 215 Bad Boy. Backfields and McCoy over against Cry Me Some Rivers. Another matchup of 0-1 teams that kind of disappointed last week. I mean, Mike D, you put up a good week. You just faced a Tony team that just put up way too many points. I mean, that was just a tough one for you. I just think Josh's team is a little too much talent for Mike's to handle. I think Tom Brady bounces back with a strong game against the Vikings after losing to the Miami Dolphins. I think there's no way he's going to put up another terrible week. Mike better get used to his QB not putting up a ton of points, because Rivers going up against that Seahawks defense. Not good news for Mr. Donnelly. But you have a solid middle of the team. I still like Jimmy Graham going up against Cleveland. He'll put up your points. And Vernon Davis going up against a decent Chicago defense, but I don't think that'll quite be enough for you. You know how much I like your tight ends, but not this week. I think Josh comes out on top in this one, 108 to 93. Heisenbergers and Cruise Control, another one I looked at a lot. It's going to be another close one. Heisenbergers put up points last week. Really liked what I saw, but this comes down to one thing. Each team's best player. Almost every time Justin's Matt Stafford completes a pass, it will most likely be to Tony's Calvin Johnson, which spells a lot of trouble for Justin at his quarterback. He could be rendered useless. Alfred Morris against the Jags may not be enough for Justin, as Jay Cutler, he should be just enough for Tony, even though Smoking Jay is going up against San Francisco. I like what I think that Heisenbergers just pulls this one out 97 to 95. That Stafford going up with Tony's um, Calvin Johnson. That's just tough for you, Justin. It might be difficult, especially since he's just the absolute main target. Last but not least, Dream Creamers up against Sooner, Not Later Will Win. I think this spells another tough loss for the Gemiolos. Just another tough team they're going up against. Um, I think you guys start the year off 0-2. You know, this one shouldn't be that close. Rodgers versus the Jets and Ball versus Kansas City should work out for the Gemiolos, but Andrew Luck versus a so-so Eagles defense and the rest of Connor's supporting cast give him a comfortable victory. I don't think it's all that close. I think Connor takes this one 123-88 over the Gemiolos. Anyways, guys, that's what I have for you this week. Another exciting week coming up for you guys, and I'm really pumped up. This one I kept even a little shorter than the last couple, but enjoy this one as well. I would love some feedback. If any of you guys want to be on the show, give us a call. We'll try and pencil you in. I'm trying to start taking some callers, getting some of these fellow owners on the show. I'm really looking forward to it. Hoping you guys have a great week. Go out there and get them. Week 2, it's gonna be a good one. So rest easy, guys. Get ready for kickoff tonight, and get ready for some more fantasy football. Thanks for listening to First and Fantasy.